Today I want to address a question that was posted in my comment section, a question so honest and so sincere that it deserves a thorough and equally honest answer. A non-Christian viewer asked this question. He wrote, I ask Christians one question. Please tell me true, honorable reply to it. One Mrs. Margaret Noble, an England Christian lady attracted by lectures of Swami Vivekananda, sold all her properties in England and came to India. She converted to Hinduism and changed her name into Sister Nivedita. She started schools in various parts of India for the upliftment of poor women's education. The school name is Sri Sharada Vidyalaya. She worked for the upliftment of poor people in India and she died in India. She left Christianity, became a Hindu and served poor people in India before independence. Whether she will go to hell or go to paradise since she left Jesus? That is the question. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will have your answer. But before I answer, let me first tell you who Sister Nivedita really was. Who was Sister Nivedita? Margaret Elizabeth Noble was born on 28 October 1867 in Ireland. She came from a deeply religious family. Her father was a minister of an Irish church. She grew up to become a school teacher. By the age of 25, she had started her own school in Wimbledon. She was educated, accomplished, and respected. But something was missing. Raised Protestant, she toyed at one time with converting to Roman Catholicism, studied Buddhism, and after a period of religious agnosticism, she famously became the disciple of a Hindu guru. That guru was Swami Vivekananda. She met Vivekananda when he visited England in 1895, and she was attracted to the universal principles of Vedanta and to his humanistic teachings. What did she do next? She gave up everything. She spent the rest of her life educating Indian women, working for the poor, and traveling around the world to raise funds. She traveled to Calcutta in 1898, where Vivekananda gave her the name Nivedita, meaning dedicated to God. In November 1898, she opened a girls' school in the Bug Bazar area of North Calcutta, wanting to educate girls who were deprived of even basic education. During the plague epidemic in Calcutta in 1899, she nursed and took care of poor patients. She worked round the clock, often skipping food and rest. She often gave up drinking milk to save money to help others. Nivedita's tireless activity, austere lifestyle, and disregard for her own welfare eventually caused her health to fail, and she died at the age of 44. In 2017, English Heritage put up a blue plaque on the house in Wimbledon where Margaret Noble once lived, with the caption, Educationalist and Campaigner for Indian Independence. Her epitaph in Darjeeling reads, Here lies Sister Nivedita who gave her all to India. Now, hold that image in your mind. This woman who gave up everything, who nursed plague victims, who educated girls nobody else cared about, who died in a country that was not even her own. Hold that image, because now it is time to answer the question posed by our commenter. She left Christianity, became Hindu, and served the poor people of India before independence. Whether she will go to hell or go to paradise since she left Jesus. He wanted Christians to give him an honest answer. And as a former Christian preacher, I am taking the liberty to give a brutally honest answer that no Christians can deny. See my response on the screen. As a former Christian preacher, I can answer your question on behalf of Christians. The so-called Sister Nivedita had turned away from the living God and entered into fellowship with the devil. Whatever she did for the upliftment of the poor is like filthy rags in the eyes of our holy God. She will definitely burn in hell day and night forever and ever. This is my answer, and it is actually grounded in the Bible itself. See the corresponding verse below. In the New Testament of the Bible, the book of Hebrews chapter 10 verses 28 to 29 say, Anyone who rejected the law of Moses died without mercy on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. How much more severely do you think one deserves to be punished who has trampled on the Son of God, profaned the blood of the covenant that sanctified him, and insulted the Spirit of grace? So according to Christian theology, Sister Nivedita, despite her lifetime of selfless service to the poor and downtrodden, is condemned to hell. Christians, if you disagree with what I just said, you have a problem. Not with me, with your own Bible. All you can say is amen to what I said. Now, I know what some of my Christian viewers are thinking. You are thinking, If this is what happens to someone who leaves the Christian faith, then why did you leave? Are you not afraid of the same punishment? And this is my real answer. Yes, according to the Bible, I deserve severe punishment for forsaking Jesus. But I am not afraid of that punishment, because I have no reason to believe the Bible tells the truth. I left Christianity after discovering that the Bible is riddled with lies, myths, and contradictions. And if the Bible cannot be trusted, then I have no reason to fear anything it says, including Hebrews chapter 10 verses 28 to 29. I quoted those verses to show you what Christians believe, not because I believe it myself. I don't fear a book I no longer trust. Now, let me remind you. Sister Nivedita gave up her home, her country, her health, and ultimately her life to serve the poor of India. And according to Christian theology, she is burning in hell right now for doing it. Let that sink in. This is not a fringe view. This is not the opinion of some extremist sect in Christianity. This is the mainstream orthodox Christian doctrine, straight from the Bible. A woman who dedicated her entire life to the poor, the sick, and the uneducated is, according to this theology, being tortured in hell at this very moment, simply because she chose Hinduism over Christianity. If you are a non-Christian watching this, I want you to remember this the next time someone tells you that Christianity is a religion of love. It is not.